now the #2 House Democrat, Katherine of Massachusetts. It's nice to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You described Republican infighting as full-scale civil war. Is what happened maybe good for Democrats politically, but bad for America?
The whole speakership of Kevin McCarthy has been bad for America because he continues to choose extremism, to attack Social Security, to put abortion riders into every bill that comes before us, to not focus on lowering costs. So his whole speakership was defined by unprincipled catering to the most extreme factions of his party.
House this morning and no speaker for at least a week. Good for America? You guys literally can't do your job.
It is absolutely not. And the seeds of the destruction of this speakership were planted by Kevin McCarthy when he created the rules around this motion to vacate himself and gave that authority to extremism. Listen, we hope more than anything that the lesson the GOP will take out of this is that bipartisanship is not a dirty word. Let's put the American people first again in the House of Representatives.
Okay, so talking about bipartisanship, Lauren, our colleague, just laid out some of the names that are out there. Steve Scalise looks like the top of the list for many folks right now. Jim Jordan, maybe Kevin Hern. Are any of those names more palatable to you as Speaker than Kevin McCarthy?
We're clear who our leaders should be.
I understand you want Hakeem Jeffries, but I'm asking you about the reality of these three right now.
You know, what we want is them to put forward a speaker who wants to do the job, not just hold the job.
All right, so let's say, Steve, let's play this out. If Steve Scalise wants to do it, making calls now, is that someone who you think is more palatable to you than a McCarthy?
You know, we stand ready to work with a speaker who is going to put the American people first. Look what we did in the 117th with the exact same thin majority. Infrastructure bill with bipartisan support, bringing manufacturing back, lowering the costs of health care, gun safety legislation, protecting the freedom and right to an abortion. That's what we were able to do. So where is that leadership? And this catering to extremism, we'll see who they put up. But we know that Hakeem Jeffries embodies what the American people are looking for from us in our House.
Before I move on, do you really believe there are 5 Republicans who will agree with you on that and vote that way?
I think we're clear-eyed that they have the majority and that they will have a Republican speaker.
Okay.
But I am not going to sit here and speculate on who is going to come forward. But we are here waiting to do the work of the American people. And we hope that they put someone forward who will.
You said something interesting. It was September 22nd. You spoke to Politico. And at that point, you seemed open to some concessions from McCarthy that maybe would have led to Democrats bailing him out. You talked about more disaster aid. You talked about support for Ukraine. There was a lot of talk about, the impeachment proceedings and inquiry into Biden. Were you open to, as Democrats, backing him here if you had gotten some of those concessions?
So let me be clear. Those were never a term sheet or a list of demands. Those are the fundamental reasons why we so distrust Kevin McCarthy and why we are looking for this civil war, this chaos going on within their own party to end and move forward to get back to work. I mean, you just look at what Kevin McCarthy did back in May. We had an agreement that would have restored the dramatic cuts they wanted to make to climate action, to our veterans' health care. I mean, they had a scorched earth approach to our budget. We set budget agreements, bipartisan vote to approve it. Kevin McCarthy just rolled back, again, catering to the most extremists, and they are the ones who took away his speakership.
We got to go. I just wonder when you believe you can tell the American people watching there will be a Speaker of the House so that you can proceed with your business.
We are ready. We have our candidate, and we hope that our Republican colleagues end this chaos and get back to the work that we were sent here to do.
Congresswoman Katherine Clark, thank you for your time, for being here in person.